Located 1.2 miles from Gaza border, Kibbutz was the first village that became Hamas's target on the 7th of October. The trail of destruction speaks volumes about the terror unleashed here. Here's a ground report filed by Republic's Gulsimran Singh. Take a look.
Right now we are near the Rafah crossing, that is the border of Israel with Egypt as well as Israel with the Gaza. And how terrorists march into this side, this is we are going to show you. We are on the Holit Kibbutz, which is hardly 1.2 miles from the border, and here they broke the fence. This fence was breached by the terrorists of Hamas, and you will find that how these terrorists entered into the side of Israel. They first breached it fence after carrying out a series of RPG attacks on the civilian areas. This is probably one of the smallest settlement that we see in the border areas, with hardly 100 people, those who are part of this area, and I'll move towards the settlement that was here. But the story is that a man who survived the Holocaust when the Jews were attempted to be annihilated by the Nazis, and we have seen how those attempts were foiled, and the Jews, they came from their places to this side of the world. But what has happened is something now we see as the attempts of Nazis were foiled, but here one man who was 95-year-old, he was living here, and then the RPG attacks took place. These are the RPG, these are actually the covers that are to prevent from any attempt of the Gaza side. But that day the RPGs were fired, and they were fired at every nook and corner where this 95-year-old man was also living. He was the one of the few survivors of the 90s, the Holocaust that took place. His name was Moshe Ringel, and how he was brutally killed by the terrorists of Hamas, that can be clearly seen, as this was the bed he was on, and this was brutally fired upon. First the RPG, and then it was followed by the attack on him. I'm joined by one of the members from the Zaka. Sir, you have seen what transpired that day on 7th of October. One of the deadliest terror attacks have taken place. This man was a Holocaust survivor. He was killed in another such attempt that was similar to what happened in the Holocaust.
Every piece that they take out from these places has a for sure DNA of the person, and then we should know who's a survivor, who was captured, who's dead.
So this is how the Zakas are working, but one thing is that it was one of the deadliest attacks in the history of the world, as the survivors of the Holocaust were also targeted by the terrorists of Hamas.